Hi, welcome to Wrinkles Society of Hope. If this is your first time, welcome. And those that are returning, thank you so much for continuing to follow. Today, you are going to hear a courageous woman come to share her story about the wrinkles that she had to press through in life. Now, don't forget to hit that notification bell so that you can continue to hear the stories, and also hit subscribe and share our YouTube channel so that some other woman can be motivated and encouraged by the stories that come. I am so excited that you are here, and I hope to hear from you soon. Have a great day. Hello, Wrinkles family. We are back. And 2022 has started off with a bang, with a flame. And I had to bring this lady on here. I met her at an event and fell in love with her products that she would talk about. But I'm going to let her introduce herself to the Wrinkles family.
Hi, everyone. I'm so glad to be here. My name is Carlotta Jones. I am, from Southern Illinois, but been in Phoenix for the last 12 years, I want to say. Yeah, came out for school and never went back. So no snow for me. I'm all good with that. So as you heard, I do have a candle company called Lotta Sense Candle Co. We'll get into that later. But I have some amazing candles that I can't wait to, share with you all here. But again, happy to be here.
Thank you. Thank you for coming. Yes, the best scented candles I've ever smelled. So I had to bring her on here. And of course, you see that she got that young baby face. So we know she has no wrinkles physically yet. But how do you think you would feel if you would get, whenever that comes way down the line, a physical wrinkle?
I think that it would be a point to where I think I would be okay because it would resemble growth to me, from looking at where I've come, where I'm at, and where I will be. So it's kind of like, when you get your first gray hair, which I do have. When you get your first gray hair, you get scared. But in terms, as my grandma always say, it's wisdom. So I have a piece of wisdom. So whenever that wrinkle does come in, it'll symbolize growth for me. And then I can look back on everything that I've done up until this point as well. So.
Yes, well, that is true. That is wisdom. And how young are you?
I am 31.
Oh, I had you in your 20s. So
well, I'm glad. Look at that.
Still young though in your 30s, but that's fine. But although we are young, we sometimes have to go through some other wrinkles in our life, some emotional wrinkles. Can you share a time that you had to press through a wrinkle in your life?
So I would say, when I moved out in Arizona, I was 18, 19, literally fresh out of high school. I think I left 2 weeks after graduation and I was like, bye, I'm out. See ya. So I came out here for school and I was a pre-pharmacy major at the time. Yeah, right. I said at the time. So I had got into the University of Arizona, which has one of the top pharmacy schools in the USA. So I was happy. I was excited. And, all of the above to be going to school. I had my first year and I finished with a 1.2 GPA. Yeah. I did a lot of reckless things. Looking back on, I did a lot of reckless things and I had that newfound freedom. So I was using it to my advantage, but really wasn't using it to my advantage. I was not using it the right way. as my parents would tell you, they would ask me if I went to class, and I would say, yeah, I was there. And they would say, well, we couldn't tell. Like, did you really go to class? So it was a point to where I really had to humble myself. And by the time I got to U of A, I was honest, I was 21 when I got to U of A.
Oh, yeah.
So I had a little gap in between when I left, when I came out here. So out of everyone, I was living in the dorms, and out of everyone there, I'm the oldest person, one of the oldest people in the dorms, at 21. And all these 18, 19-year-olds or whatever doing their thing. And then I had to leave because I couldn't do it. I got, ahead of myself, or behind really. And I had to leave, and I look back and everybody's still there. And I'm back at home in my parents' house, basically starting from, step one. So I had to humble myself. And as embarrassing as it was, like I had to take that loss. And I reevaluated what I wanted to do, because in my head, since I was little, I wanted to be a pharmacist, and I wanted to come up with a drug that was going to cure cancer and everything. I had this whole mindset in my head of that's what I wanted to do, what have you. I got into school and realized, one, science classes are not my strong suit, and neither is math.
Yeah.
So I realized that. I also realized that maybe you shouldn't take like two chemistry classes with like 2 math classes and think that, you're going to be on top of the world.
Not in the same semester. You did that
exactly. If I would have listened to my parents, I wouldn't have. I was like, whatever, I did in high school, I'll be fine. Everything will be okay. Totally different ball game. When you're going into college with these professors and the large classes, opposed to being in a class of 20 to 30 kids. And now you're in a class with 100 to 200, and you really can't get any one-on-one time if you don't understand anything. And it's your responsibility to go to tutoring or to go to office hours or anything like that. And if you're like me, you're just like, I'll figure it out. I'll when it happens, or what have you, which that's the wrong mindset to have. So I ended up coming back in my parents' house. There, I was mad. I was angry for a long time. And mainly because I was just upset with myself, because I let myself down, not only, as well as my family and all that. And I'm the oldest of 7.
Oh, wow.
Yes. So I have 6 sisters, all girls. So yeah, that's a task in itself.
That's a big house.
Yes. So I went back, and then I went to community college, ended up getting my associate's degree. I took a Myers-Briggs, I guess testing. I think that's what it's called, a test, and found out that I would do good with social work or HR. And I was like, I could do that. And then I realized social work was not for me because I'm way too emotional. So I would get attached, and then I was like, no, I couldn't do that. I'd just be sad all the time, and I don't want to be sad.
Yeah.
So I took the HR route with that. So I ended up getting my associate's degree, and then I went on to ASU to get my bachelor's, and then I went to Grand Canyon and got my master's after I told myself I was done with school at my bachelor's. But I think it was my dad. He was always in my ear like, are you getting your master's? You gonna do it? So I think I just got tired of hearing him say it. So I was like, let me go ahead and do it, which I'm glad that I did. I learned a lot. And I ended up getting my master's. I got an MBA with the focus in HR. So the MBA has helped me with my business. So it's just crazy how things work out and how everything comes full circle with that. So so U of A was fun. So technically, like, I went to both schools in Arizona. So I rep both sometimes.
Don't do that. No, I'm joking. Listen, first of all, what a comeback story. That's what it is. You know, your setback. I have a quote that I like to say all the time: "Is your setback is your setback is your setup for your comeback." And you definitely identify that with what you went through. I mean, and it takes perseverance to be like, you have to humble yourself, learn from it, for you to be so young to be like, you know what? All right, I'm gonna pick myself up. And then you came all the way back to a master's degree.
Thank you.
Yes. And I know how hard it is to get an MBA. So
Whew.
yes. So
those math classes kicked my butt.
Oh, what? Yeah, I have an MBA as well. So I definitely understand how that can, yeah, that was rough. That was rough. But yes, kudos to you. Forks up for ASU. We are
Thank
both
you.
ASU alum.
Yes.
I got one of my masters from ASU, Arizona
Okay.
State. So yeah, forks up for ASU. We don't talk about U of A. No,
yeah, we don't. My sister's at U of A now. So we're always playing around, and I'm just like, girl, whatever. She's like, didn't you go here? And I'm like, don't worry about that. We don't talk about the past. It's okay.
It's where you finished, right? Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. Well, all that said, though, I really do commend to the fact that it's not about how you start. And I think sometimes as women or men in general, we start off something doesn't go our way, we fail, and it's like, but I love that you said you took the Myers-Briggs and then you found that your career path was something different. There's sometimes that even people in their 40s or 50s, they're stuck in a career and then they say, you know what, I should be doing something else. Mm-hmm. So it's never too late. It's never too late to start over. It's never too late if something doesn't work out to start over and finish hard and finish right. So Congratulations to you on that.
Thank you. I'm officially done with school now, even though I looked at PhD programs the other day and then I closed my laptop and I was like, no, you're not doing it.
You're done. Well, what would you tell, the person that you are today and all that you went through? What would you tell that person who was mad back when you had to go back home? What would you tell her now, knowing that all that you went through? What would you tell her? What advice would you give her?
I would tell her, don't stop. Don't beat yourself up. It's not the worst thing in the world. It was a bad beginning to what you wanted, but it's okay. You made mistakes. You understand, what they are. So just always keep this in mind and keep it in your back pocket so that if you ever are struggling again, you can look at it and be like, I did this and now, I can grow from it. I can either choose to grow from it or I can choose to stay where I'm at on that. So I would definitely tell her to don't stop and keep going because at that time I was at a point to where I was like, I'm just finna work at Wendy's or something. Like I'm over it. Like, so, and then like, I was just like, I feel embarrassed, and it's, things happen and it's up to you to choose how you want to move forward with it. And, you can't be complacent because if I would have just said, it happened, oh, well, I'm back home. So let me just get a 9 to 5 or work at Wendy's or what have you, which my parents wouldn't have let me anyway. But in my head, I would have just, you're going to sleep all day. You're not going to do nothing. And you're just done. So just believe in yourself and know that even though you hit a hard spot, you can always go up.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. So the amazing woman that you are today with this whole master's degree and business, you got a t-shirt made. What would that t-shirt say to represent who you are today?
It would have resilience on it. I've been through my 31 short years. I've been through some things and, just being able to persevere and move forward through them and not letting them affect who I am or who I want to be, as well, and understanding who it is that I want to be, as well, which sometimes, it took longer than what I wanted it to take, but you never know. You have to do a lot of self-reflecting, to figure out what it is that, you want to be in life and how you want people to see you. But it would definitely say resilience on it.
Love it. And you are resilient.
Thank you.
Now that you have done so much and still using that MBA, now you use that MBA to get your own stuff. So tell us about this amazing business. Like I said, the best smelling candles. Just tell us about it. How did you start? Why? Where did it come from? What happened?
Yes. So I am a candle addict. So I had a gazillion and 6 Bath and Body Works candles, Walmart candles, TJ Maxx candles, like any type. If I walked into a store, I'm going to the candle aisle and I'm going to smell them and I'm going to buy a candle. So when the pandemic hit and I feel like everybody was just on a shopping spree, I went on one too and just started buying candles. I'm like, well, I'm be here all day, so I might as well have, the house smelling good. So my boyfriend, he goes, why don't you just make candles? Like, you just got them all over the place. Like, why don't you just make them? Like, or I was like, I'm not making no candles. Like, I don't want to make candles. And then I started thinking about it and I started doing research and I was like, I could do this. Like, this seems fun. Like, and I was like, I can create my own scents. Like, oh, okay. So I started ordering everything that I needed, looking at YouTube videos, a lot of things, joined several different Facebook groups, just going through stuff. And let me tell you, it's a lot of information and it's a lot of stuff that goes into making candles. And being that I'm not really a science person, there is a science and an art to making candles. But I quickly learned that if you like something enough, or if you love it enough, that you'll be able to understand it. So I was able to understand the science and the math behind it, knowing that those two things are not my strong suits.
You thought.
So I was able, to find that, because it was something that I quickly fell in love with from the first time that I made my first pour to the first time that I got everything in, when I still didn't even know what any of this stuff was or anything like that. So on November, was it Black Friday of 2020 is when I wrote down my name on a whiteboard and it said Lotta Scents Candle Co. Oh. And I put April. April was my targeted launch day. I didn't end up launching until Mother's Day, which is fine. Yeah. Things happen and I wanted to make sure that everything was okay. And by the time I got to April, I didn't have everything that I wanted to have. So I was like, I'm okay with pushing it back, because I'd rather it be great than it just be okay. Exactly. On that. So I did that. And then my first candles came out of my sister's baby shower in May. So I made a batch and gave them away as baby shower gifts. And I had family and everybody in there fighting over the candles because they were smelling good. And I was like, oh, okay. Like, I'm doing something here.
Yes.
But like when I made my first candle, which I made my very first candle a couple days before Christmas in 2020, it was a little wax melt in like a small little container. And I put it on the burner and I smelt it. And I was like, did I just do that? Like, did I just make a candle? Like, no. So I didn't believe it. So then I took it over to my parents' house and I put it on theirs. And sure and behold, you could smell it. And I was just like, wow. Wow. And that scent that I made is my goddess scent, which is my one of my best sellers. So the very first candle that I made is one of my best sellers, which is crazy to me. But yeah, so then I launched on Mother's Day, and I think I prayed and I asked God. I said, God, I just want one sale, just one, just enough to know that I'm doing something.
Yeah.
And I got, what was it, 8 sales that day, and in that weekend, I think I had about 12 or 13 that weekend, and I was just like, wow. Wow, I was not expecting it at all. And I wouldn't say I had low expectations, but it was one of those things to where I was like, am I good enough? Is my product good enough? Did I do enough? Did I promote enough? Like,
Yeah.
all of that went into my head. So where I was just like, I'm nervous. I don't know what's going on. Like, what's going to happen, what have you. But it's been an amazing, rewarding experience, to say the least. A lot of the feedback that I've gotten from customers, how people just, they love my candles, and it just makes me feel good, because I feel as if I'm sharing, those moments with all of my customers, whether it's reading a book or having me time, or, just watching TV, or even with my Christmas candles, putting up the Christmas tree, or anything like that. So like that warms my heart, because I'm having those moments with you, without me necessarily being there, as well. So it's been great. It's been rewarding. This past Christmas season was my first. So I was busy, and it was a good busy, but there was many times where I was around here running with my head cut off, like, what is going on? But everything, my candle studio is literally my kitchen right now. So all cooking is an Instapot and an air fryer. Because my kitchen is just taken over with candle supplies, but I didn't have any extra room for everything else. So I'm excited to soon hopefully be getting my own candle studio and my own room and all of that. So so I can set it up how I want to, and be able to maneuver a little bit better and things of that nature. But I have several different candles, and from the first time that I started with 9 ounces, I now have wax melts, as well as 5-ounce candles. And then I'll tell you, I am actually working on some car fresheners as well, and room sprays. So not only will you be able to have these candles in your home, but you can take them on the go with you as well. So
help us, Lord.
that is coming soon. And then I am also rebranding as well, in a way. So I added new labels. I don't know. So I added new labels with a little glitter. And then the jars are matte black now. So I like them. So you don't get really any fingerprints or anything like that on them. So it's nice. And then I also have the wood lid with the logo on the top. So I am super, super excited as well. So this is gray sweatpants.
Oh, that's the one.
So which is masculine scent. So I do have masculine, as well as I have floral. I have everything. So and I'm working on some more things for you. And then I have this is the 5-ounce candle here. And this one's Prince Charming. So another masculine scent. It's mahogany and coconut as well. So it smells really, really good. I like masculine scents. That's just my preference.
They smell amazing.
Yes. And I've come to find out that a lot of men like the sweeter scents. They don't really like masculine scents.
Really?
So whenever I'm out selling and vending at events, a lot of men will buy my sweeter scents as opposed to masculine scents. And a lot of women will buy my masculine scents.
Yeah, gray sweatpants, my favorite. Like I kept smelling it and smelling, and I was like, oh, I'm gonna get the small one. Then I said, no, give me the big one. Like, amazing.
Yes. So it's been great. And you know, it's sometimes I turn the corner, coming out of my bedroom in the kitchen, and I'm just amazed at like the scent that's in my house is something that I made. So it just makes me happy. I don't really know how else to explain it, but like it makes me happy, and seeing the growth that I'm making as well. I'm in a coffee shop in Tempe and Awatuki, called Jasmine Joe Coffee. So I was able to do that within, what was that? Within 4 months of launching, I was in a coffee shop. And then I had an interview with Support Arizona, or Shout Out Arizona. I'm sorry. Shout Out Arizona, with my candles. So it's been a lot of blessings, and I am forever, forever grateful, because I did not ever imagine that from November of 2020 to now that I would be right here. I knew that it would be a journey, and I knew that I would be successful, and to have the things that I have now, it just lets me know that I have so much more to do and so much more growth that's coming. So I'm excited. This whole process has helped me grow as a person, as well. It goes back to, I had to believe in myself,
Yes.
as well. So if I didn't do that, then I wouldn't be able to keep doing it, because then I just like, whatever, like it is what it is. But I'm excited, and candle making is like my piece now. So I put on my R&B music, and I'm in there just, you know, making candles. And sometimes I'm up to 2 and 3 o'clock in the morning just making candles, because it's just something that I enjoy doing, and it's like a stress relief for me now. So as stressful as it can be at times, it's still stressful.
But it's peaceful at the same time.
Yes.
So how can they order? How can people order? Because let me tell you, people, like, listen, my nose is wide open for all her candles. Every candle I smelled, fell in love with them. Like, every candle. So how do they get these candles?
Yes. So I am currently on Etsy. So if you are on Etsy, just search in Lotta Scents Candle Co. and I will pop right up. Also on Instagram and Facebook under Lotta Scents Candle Co. As well. You'll see the logo on there, so you'll know that's me. But we have 7 scents, 3 of which are masculine. Then we have some florals. We have some sweet scents as well. So whatever you like, Lotta Scents has it for you. And you won't be disappointed. I do make I know that I don't want a candle that doesn't burn or doesn't smell good. So I will not let y'all have anything that doesn't burn or doesn't smell good. So I make sure, and my family they'll tell me like, no, don't do this or do that. So I have testers and I have fillers out there, and even myself, like sometimes I make candles and I'm like, I do not like how that smells. That does not smell good. Because one of the things that I learned is the fragrance oil that you get, once you put it with the wax and you burn it, it can smell completely different. So I have learned a lot. So YouTube, researching, just about everything. I've taken candle making classes just to make sure that I'm doing everything the right way. Because I want to make sure that, you know, everyone has a nice candle. So I pride myself on that, as well as all of my packaging and everything, as well.
Packaging looks great. I mean, that's one thing that stood out about you when I saw you. I think we met at it was like an event, right?
Yeah, the networking event.
Yeah. And what stood out is the professionalism of your packaging. And I was like, wow, this is, it looked like you've been in business for, you just saying that you've been in business since, I'm thinking you've been in business for years. And then especially then I went to smell your candles. I was like, oh, this has been forever. She got a whole warehouse somewhere with all these candles.
Coming soon. It's coming.
Coming soon. Speak it, right? Speak it. So yes, definitely, you guys order these candles. You see the links coming across on the top here. You can go to the Instagram, you can go to the Facebook and Etsy to get these orders. Also, you can go to wrinklesocietyofhope.org and there will be a link there directly to one of those links. So you can just go right there, click, and they'll send you to one of her pages so you can order candles. So greatly appreciate you coming for Wrinkles today.
Thank you so much for having me. It's been great.
Yes, of course. Got to have you back again when you get new scents, because I didn't know about the Christmas scents. I missed out on that. Oh my goodness. But I greatly, and again, I just commend the fact that you didn't give up on school, and then you turned around and didn't give up on this business. And it shows that you are resilient because you have pushed through and pressed through, and you're very showing your success with that. So
thank you
bow
so
down
much.
to you. Bow down to you. Well, Wrinkles, the links. Hit her up. Get you some nice smelling candles. She will not disappoint you. Bye, Wrinkles.